Hello, my darling Taurus. Ah, bless your soul, Taurus. So, let's start with a short intro. I know I feel the urgency when I shuffle the cards. Let's just get into it. Let's just see it for what it is. And you can see this already in the cards. But as a short intro, sorry for not putting your reading out on the month of September. I was overwhelmed with the events in my own experience. I couldn't read. This was another thing that happened in the month of September. I just couldn't connect to anything. I've shot the readings, but then I saw that I was completely off track with the energies. The readings felt very plastic. I have this thing where I don't like to read about the mundane things. I would like to read more about the energies and spiritual growth, but for the moment we're doing a mix of the two. So, in order to save some time, this reading will also be only audio, and it will have images of the cards associated with each category. So this is done in order to save up some time and space and other resources. Okay, so I pre-shuffled your cards, Taurus, and laid them out here in one row. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome, and thank you for your time, likes, subscriptions, and appreciations. I felt the urgency while shuffling your cards. It went really fast forward. It was like a 1 minute shuffle, and we already have these cards here. So I feel you starting off the month of October with this King of Cups energy. Water. Now, water pertains to our hearts, to our love, to our human life force. Okay. And I see you here depicted as the King of Cups, so having a lot of emotional maturity, having been gone through a lot of things, sacrificing a lot of things for people, giving more than you should have in certain situations, having people betray you through time and making you, I don't know, spiral down into some addictions. Okay, there's a very complex psychological construct here with the King of Cups. He is the most mysterious from my point of view. The other kings which rule fire, you can see them being very outwardly spoken, very quick in their actions. You can see it's all right in front of you, like the amount of energy and fuel those kings have. The King of Swords are analytical. They are concerned about justice, about what is right and what is wrong, putting things into categories, having a good judgment of character, foreseeing danger. The King of Pentacles is like the bank, okay? King of Pentacles is the one that is in charge of the finances and the small tasks and curating things for others. So he has so much abundance that he takes care of all the people in very practical ways, so it's right in front of your eyes, okay? But if King of Cups, this is very complex. This is a king that feels, and feelings, they're so ephemeral, I think it's called, the term, I'm not sure, but it's outer worldly. It's a language that you can speak only at higher vibrations, and it's so true, and it's so real in your I'm sorry, in your being. It's having another sort of expertise in worldly matters, in the ways in which souls interacting with each other affect one another. So it's very hard to grasp and to put into words. It's very hard to analyze. Usually when you meet these people in your life, which manifest the King of Cups sort of energy, you would see them as being very content with themselves if they're healthy. Acting very jolly, being very chill in general, okay? But if you would sit down with this type of energy, they would have a lot of things to teach you and a lot of stories to tell, most of them not very happy. These people are like a priceless jewel of emotional experiences. And I see you here embodying this energy, or someone else may be embodying this energy towards you. You need to see who is the one that has the most emotional maturity, the one who is the most understanding of you two. Yes, this is the general energy, but I see here this love theme playing out. So this story may bleed no, I mean the love section is bleeding clearly here into your general reading. And this person here who is the most emotionally evolved is looking at another person, another energy, the Page of Wands, which is almost like this ungrateful energy, but the nerve of them, but you understand that this person is at that stage in time where they act like a beginner in something, okay? They're well dressed, well prepared to start off into this new adventure that they think will yield them a better outcome. It's like a person being overdressed, overpacked. If you think of your clothes, your accessories, the way in which you present yourself to the world as like a package, this person has only the package at the current moment. It's like on the inside they are a beginner, and further along into time they will put experiences here into this beautifully decorated box, but they're kind of excited. They're waiting on news about this new beginning. So this person, for some of you, this may be a child which is starting off in life, okay? It may be various situations, going off to college, having to be on their own, starting a love relationship. I mean, bigger topics in life. I think it's some sort of a creative endeavor for some of your kids, but for others, it's clearly a love relationship. This may be bothersome for you, but for others, which talks about your love situation, this may actually be you or your partner. I'm pausing because it's very hard to explain what I see for some of you. It's like you've tried to be together with this person, but at the end of this relationship of a few months, some years for others of you, or barely just getting to know them. At the end of it all, this person is still a childlike energy. And it's hard to come to terms with such a thing, but really, what did you expect? It's like, I've given them my time, my energy, thinking, but yet they are at that age. They need to go and do these types of things, like break up with me in childish ways. I don't know, screaming, texting, lying, just running off, you know? It's like they run off because they're waiting for inputs about this from this new love. They want to run off and have their heart being opened by a new love endeavor. I'm sorry, but I feel this is, it's so clear in the cards here. But Taurus, the person who is more emotionally evolved, it's like they're not even moving, okay? A king sits on his throne, he just sees this happening before his eyes. It's like, let this just be seen, let this start happening so we may get over it quicker, okay? So this may be the urgency that I have felt at the beginning of the shuffle. It's like you wanted to communicate this, like have it translated into a physical form, like, yes, okay, finally someone who understands and sees this, me just looking at this person starting off or running off. Or for the Taurus who is the Page of Wands, like, yes, I'm running off because this was not for me. This was, I need some sort of another experience. And the love is clear as daylight. It's like it trumps this spread, this reading, okay? It's clear as daylight. It's coming from the abyss of the most dark places of your soul, but that wherever you've hidden this, so that you wouldn't have to face it or act on it or see it so clearly. Here it just explodes. It comes with this pressure and it's overwhelming. It's like tipping over the cup. It's so nourishing, so freeing to have this feeling in your heart, like having the cup of your heart being filled with love and it's overflowing. If you're looking at your partner going through this, just have a bit of understanding, okay? It's something that they cannot control. Just sit on your throne and watch them go through this. It's necessary. Even for those of you who are breaking up on these premises, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. this person will be more prepared for life after undergoing this love, because here it's like just like in the Page of Wands card, if you look to the upper right side, you would see that there are three birds. And there is this curious expression in English where you say that birds of the same feather, they flock together. I think I butchered that expression, but some of you know what I'm talking about. Now, this Page of Wands is overly dressed. It has very autumn-like colors, but they're sort of on the more it's like seeing fruit which is overripe has these types of colors. So this person is juicy, this Page of Wands. They're seductive, they're welcoming in only by their outer box, their appearance, their fiery energy, their way of communicating, being overly expressive, extroverted. Okay, and now when you see after the Ace of Cups here, what's on the other side of this love, like who is feeding this love, is 15, the Devil card. Now you have here a person which is darkness itself. Okay, they're mischievous, they're a rebel, they're intense, complex, refined. You can identify this this energy by the one that has the most experience in sins, like human sins, carnal indulgences, addictions, yet they do it with so much finesse and expertise, and it's the Devil energy is not usually a bad energy. You need these types of people amongst us manifesting the Devil energy. It's a health check sort of personality. Okay, you need these people to test you with substances, with events, with words. And yet here I see the Page of Wands, this person that is more than ready to accept this counterpart, this love, this this, it's like getting poisoned with love. It's almost like a Romeo and Juliet theme. It's you and me, we're gonna drink this cup of love and we're gonna fall under this spell, which hopefully will last us forever and will bring us the most happiness in this lifetime. So I already have 3 people here in this reading. It's clear as daylight what is happening in the dark corners or the obscure corners of this situation. King of Cups is sitting on his throne with his cup in his hand, and he's just watching this unfold. He know what is going on because there is the Ace of Cups. He knows what the Ace of Cups is about, and he's seeing this, his Page of Wands, go on his own path to drink this liquor together with the devil. It's like a difference of age here manifesting. It's like watching this young soul being undergo this process. Yet it's somewhat necessary. Okay, they're gonna come out of this situation more mature. So it's something of coming of age. I'm not sure what exactly. I'm not sure what. But finally, the Page of Wands, he's gonna face life in the most real way possible, having his own experience with the dark, grotesque parts of life, and at the same time having a lot of enjoyment along the way, because this is irresistible. This is absolutely irresistible. Like, who would resist an Ace of Cups given to you by the devil himself? Me, I'm a curious person. I wouldn't refuse such a thing. It's at least intriguing. I can clearly understand the Page of Wands being more than eager to try this out. Now I was shuffling another card here as an explanation, as a conclusion. 1 second. To this whole situation, and guess what? It's the Three of Swords. In the depths of everyone here, at the base of this moment, when everyone realizes the situation, all three hearts will be stabbed with this truth, this burning, clear as daylight, shining in darkness type of truth, that this whole new love endeavor is based on a very painful breakup. Looking at the Ace of Cups and the Three of Swords, it's clear as daylight that it's the emotional part of this relationship. Underneath it, there is the basis of someone else's pain, and I'm guessing it's the King of Cups, which is sitting there, accepting the situation, understanding, taking whatever he can out of this situation, like a lesson. He hoped, like, I feel the King of Cups, he actually hoped that this wouldn't happen, yet it's clear that it's happening. So yes, this was the general energy which got pretty specific. Okay, let's move on to your career section, although I don't know how important your career will be in the month of October. So, welcome to the career work life section where we're gonna discuss. I can't really grasp it, but we're gonna study the curious case of Taurus when he got rejected in his career. Why am I saying this? We have here in the spread 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 13 the Death card, 9 the Hermit, and King of Swords. It ends, the spread ends with the King of Swords. And I see 2 cards moving away from him, you know, like deployed from him towards the past here. And we have 15 the Death card and 9 the Hermit card. These both are moving back into the past, and I'm looking at the start of the spread. We have 2 5s. 5 is related to the Hierophant, which is your card in tarot. So this was actually you back in the days when here in the 5 of Swords, it's like I see you having a lot of skills, being overqualified to handle different types of situations. Yet your pentacles were wrong, okay? You always felt like an outsider, like maybe this pertains to your first work experience, or for some of you, you're now having your first work experience, and this spread talks about a point in time that you will reach when you will embody the King of Swords energy. Okay, this talks about that level that you will reach when you will have a few years of expertise in your field. Okay, but for most of you, I think this talks about something like in your early days, okay, where you had a lot of skills, but you didn't know which tool to use in what situation. So you were just smashing around with your skills. I don't know, writing emails, painting, you were just doing a lot of things, but without a real aim, okay? So the Hierophant is a card that talks about the human knowledge. It's like our database. We have a database for skills also. This is why in the olden days you would have a caste, I think it's called, like a group of people that would offer a certain type of services, okay, and they would validate each other by being in this group that would give out those products. Like you would have a cast of people, like blacksmith. Oh, I'm sorry. The light in the room just turned on. I don't know, my electric the electric installation of the house is just bunkers. It's like a puzzle. Okay, coming back to this. Now we have light on these cards. Coming back to the idea of the cost, you would have, for example, blacksmiths. Okay, they would put out all the metal products for the kingdom. Okay, you would have also the clergy, for example, which would advise people on what is already tested and correct and okay from a spiritual point of view. You would have these different industries is a lot here. But back in time, right then, you had a lot of skills, okay, a lot of weapons. You were ready, more than ready to attack, okay, any type of situation. It's like, yes, give me something I can use these tools and sharpen them and build my expertise. But yet with the Five of Pentacles, your pentacles were really unbalanced, okay? You felt like an outsider because maybe you didn't understand the motives to why you were doing what you were doing then, okay? And people maybe made you felt that way, okay? It's like, get your things together, be centered, be okay. Usually we do this this procedure in this type of situation and you're not getting the idea. So this could be very, very diverse, but you feel like an outsider, like an outcast. It's like, why can I get these normal things? It should be second nature for me. And here comes death. It's like cleaning out the situation from your psyche. It's putting it to rest. It's another skull in this pack of skulls in the death card, on top of which you have that cauldron of God knows what, but it's fuming, and its fumes are going straight up to the moon. In olden days, this would be a way in which people judged if the gods received their offerings, if the smoke would go up into the sky, like really, really high up in the sky. If it were windy and the smoke would get scattered, it's like the gods were not happy with their sacrifice. So I see the same theme here, that you need to sacrifice this in order for you to be more settled on the inside. What happened in the olden days was that you needed some other sort of experience where someone would tell you what skill to use in what situation and in what form to shape you, to help you to sharpen your skills, okay? But that didn't happen, maybe out of lack of time, out of lack of human compatibility, out of lack of clear communication. Whatever has happened then was not really a motive for you to think that, oh my god, people are so bad with me, I'm giving this shit excuse my my expression, this BS type of situation because maybe I'm unlucky, maybe no, you're just acting in the way that everything is personal and people don't like you for some sort of reason. You just need to focus more on those shields. That's the focus, not how you feel about sharpening those skills, okay? You may get a bit more emotional in the workspace. So this is why I would advise you to be more objective, okay? Every situation was necessary for something. Now you still have this in the back of your mind, like in your subconscious. Maybe you dream about it, maybe you get triggered and it's like flashbacks before your eyes in certain moments. But here death comes to the rescue of putting this situation to rest, okay? It's time to let it go. Take the experience and the knowledge from it, but it's time to go. We need to put this thing to rest, okay? We all have rough starts, and we need to put those to rest if it's still haunting your psyche, okay? and it's time to go. After this cleanup, it's like the death card reminds me of those doctors with masks shaped like a crow's head. Those creepy looking doctors, yes. They were working with the Black Plague then. I'm trying to not mix these informations in my head, but this is what I remember. They were working with patients, studying bodies while there was a plague, and this was very efficient for them at that time to wear. After you send in death and those energies that need to put this to rest, okay, after it dies, then you send like a mortician, because here comes the hermit. Now the hermit is going within oneself, going within one's cave, being inside darkness until you make sense of a situation. It's like a Sherlock Holmes. It's investigating. It wants to know why. It's having the courage to go to every dark corner of yourself. Okay. The hermit is holding a candle, okay, and he is going up the mountain. So the only light in the situation is his own consciousness. There on the floor, I'm sure you can see it because the picture quality is very low, but there are keys on the ground. So he needs to give up the normal human way of doing things, the normal perspective, because looking at a concept, there are different keys to understanding it, or different lenses under which you can see that. It only talks about perspective. This is why you would have old books like the Key of Solomon or the Key of whatever ancient character you're thinking of. It was like his the spark of his knowledge, how he understood certain concepts, okay? It's his perspective on this matter. Now the hermit is dropping off some keys because it would limit him in this investigation. So you're kind of going back and analyzing, why did you ever spend so much energy feeling like an outcast in your field, in your workspace, on your project, when you're very aware of the fact that you are capable to do whatever it needs that you need to do at work. Why did you ever doubt yourself and let yourself feel this way? Let's investigate these ashes, okay? Putting these to rest. Like, normally you're sort of a hoarder when it comes to philosophical concepts, Taurus. Normally you would have sent in the hermit energy at first, like, let's analyze the situation, clean it up, make it okay, and then come death to finish the situation. It's like, I got the knowledge, then I'm putting it to rest. Here it's like it's the first time that you are doing things differently. It's like, I need to cut out thinking about that situation, that one job then, that one project then, which got out of hand. My internal being got out of hand. Okay, I'm just putting that to rest because it's making me unsettled, unwrestled at the current moment. Okay, so time to take its ashes and spread it in the winds, in the smoke, and let it build up to the gods. Okay. Yet a part of these ashes, I think you're keeping for yourself, so you may study it. It's like you rubbing your hands within this the ashes of this situation, and you're trying to get the knowledge now Okay, you're doing some sort of post-mortem situational analysis, okay? Coming back into the current moment, because now you're waking up, it's like you're shaking your eyes and you're coming back from this deep analysis. Maybe for some of you it's going to be some analysis that you're going to do in your dreamscape, but here you're waking up to the current moment where you're years later or months later sitting in your bed, being very sure of your current work situation, being an expert in your field, having undergone a lot of stressful problems or issues, but now you have the expertise, you're very sure within yourself. And this meditation, this inner duty, has now finished or reached its conclusion. You are now complete after putting this to rest. Okay, the Hermit has the knowledge. I think he will discuss it over with the Hierophant, which is your card, in order to write that down in the lore of Taurus. Okay, you have the knowledge, it's being taken care of. You just need to relax within yourself. Okay, this is the first time I have this sort of a reading for the career section, but we're getting there. Okay, we're starting to have less plastic type of discussions. Okay, so let's get back to the main theme of your reading, the love section, and see how the energy manifests. Taurus, what? I know the devil again. Like, this person is here to stay. Welcome to your love section. Ooh, Nine of Swords, Page of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, 15, the Devil card, Queen of Wands. Now, Nine of Swords is a very, 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 very heartbreaking, close to madness, feeling alone in the world, sorrow, grief type of energy. And it's here and it's as clear as daylight, even though the person in the Nine of Swords card is covering their face, crying. They can only see the darkness. However much the sun will shine, they can only see the darkness. They're making it be darkness because it's too much to bear to look. To look at what? At the amount of arguments that are in front of them, all the motives why this is happening. Okay, it's clear as daylight. You have the wolf being there in the background, like just looking over the situation, being a bit bored, like, can we just move on because this is not necessary. It's like having this sort of a knowledge that this was bound to happen in a way and we were expecting this, yet you react in this way even though now it's the moment of truth. Okay, sleepless nights, just facing this. Just stop covering your eyes, open your eyes, wipe your tears and look at the amount of arguments, why this wouldn't be so good. I know it hurts now, but it will be better later. It's the same theme I'm feeling from the general spread. It's like having to undergo all this pain and sorrow and grief and looking at this young Page of Cups, young, full of life, flamboyant, outgoing, sexual, ripe type of energy. I didn't say right, I said ripe. Yes, I did. just the Page of Cups is in the moon's spotlight here, just drinking and enjoying and indulging into this beautiful, loveful energy. And you know what? It's looking good. It's looking hella good and healthy. It's like, how does this person not have something bad happen to them? It's like the Page of Cups is leaning back drinking because he is sitting on something. He is sitting on the next card. The Ten of Pentacles. I don't know a more stable foundation than the Ten of Pentacles. I don't know something more long lasting than the Ten of Pentacles, because here in this image you also have 3 generations just being there in harmony. This is going on through all the seasons of the year, throughout years. This is harmony, this is stability, this is prosperity. The Page of Cups is just he's intoxicated with the stability and the beauty of this phenomena here of abundance. And who's there behind those branches? They're in the more secluded places of this Ten of Pentacles. Here in the darker parts and the more secluded parts that are reserved only for those who are allowed in this Ten of Pentacles, here we have darkness again. We have the devil just being at home. I have this the Page of Cups cannot consume the amount of goodness and stability and greatness that this devil can handle. Like, I'm seeing horns, and I'm seeing beautiful horns, like a very it's like dangerous type of personality, but he's up to all sorts of goods. It's like scheming for the good things, having the necessary experience to build this Ten of Pentacles foundation here, but with this mischievous energy, keeping things alive in more than overwhelmingly pleasurable things. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's like having dark chocolate and not worrying about how this may affect you, indulging in finer threads for your clothes maybe, or having these quiet moments with your partner, deep in intimacy, where you connect to each other in overly human ways. It's beautiful what I see here. And in order to make things even more spicy, we have the Queen of Wands. Yes, fire, bring fire here. The devil is a combination of Ten of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands here. So Taurus, if you're moving towards this Page of Cups and leaving behind a King of Cups type of person, congrats. And I'm sorry for the other person, but you cannot, how can you refuse such a beautiful construct? You can't. That would be defying logic. Ten of Pentacles, completion. It's having all that you need. This Page of Cups is just not needing a lot. They need more for their soul, and they have more than they've asked for here in the Ten of Pentacles, beside this Devil, Queen of Wands type of person. This is beautiful. And for those Taurus of you who see your partner moving on into this, I don't know really what to say. Just let them be, because if you leave an open space for them, maybe a door will open for you, okay? To be in this sort of situation. So, darling Taurus, thank you for your time. You have a link. You have something more in the description that would help, maybe point you in a direction to start to understand or identify the people and the energies. Also, if you want to buy us coffee, you have a link for our donation account in the description. Take care. Bye bye, Taurus.